quarterbacks league. So the question and the conversation is always going to start right there. But I do fear that we buried the lead here on Thursday. We saw quite literally the fastest group of wide receivers to ever run the 40 in a 3-hour stretch, guys, headlined by Tyquan Thornton, a 4.21 record-setting times here, Brady. When you take in these numbers, sub 4.4 guys, how blown away are you at what we just saw?
I mean, I'm blown away by his time in particular because I had the chance to see him play a few times live, and I was first shocked that he wasn't taller than he was. I think he measured at 6'2". The guy plays like he's 6'4". I mean, he's got long arms. He high points the ball well. He makes the contested catch, and you always would see him get downfield and separate. So I was curious because I heard from a bird that when he was testing, he was testing down in the low 4.2s, that he might have a shot of beating John Ross's record. And I'll just put it this way. He might have the record. That might only last for another 48 hours because there's 3 more DBs that I heard from that same bird that were testing just as fast, as not faster. But it was one of the fastest 40s I've seen. I mean, going back and watching that, you have a true appreciation for his acceleration and then really his ability to hit that top-end speed and create home runs and big plays. And Ryan, this is the type of guy that if you're an NFL team, I don't know where you had Tyquan ranked before, but this is what you're looking for. Separation, that's everything in the game. He's got to be skyrocketing up boards right now.
I was checking my notes. I had him as a day 3 guy. I quickly deleted that. I got to go back and rewatch the old tape, as our guy Pete Prisco would say. But you know that guy is fast, by the way, when you're running and your face is like this, like not even making muscles in your face. You're not straining at all. He's just gliding.
Easy speed.
And again, these are the best athletes in the world, and everyone's breath is taken away when you see 4.21 come across the screen. But absolutely, Chris Olave, a guy we both like, ran a 4.26. Garrett Wilson told us yesterday on set, Garrett Wilson, to me, plays faster than Chris Olave. Right. But Chris Olave, he said, hands down, is the fastest of the two of them, and he admitted it without hesitation. And I think that gets your opinion, gets your attention. And the one, obviously, Tyquan is amazing, but the one that stuck out to me is Christian Watson out of North Dakota State, Tampa kid, track kid, and he ran a 4.28, an absolute 6.5. That is
it's unbelievable.
It's hard to put your brain around, and he plays that fast as well. So, and Brady, you know this from talking to these guys. The FCS kids now, they're not afraid.
No.
Like they'll show up at the Senior Bowl and they'll ball out. And he had a ton of confidence when we spoke to him. And the 4.28 will certainly probably make him feel better tonight.
Alex Pierce for Cincinnati ran a 4.33. I mean, he didn't look that fast watching him on tape, but he's another guy that looked like a fast guy. I mean, maybe it's the track here in Indy. I'm not sure what's going on, or they're juicing the timer a little bit. But by the way, Garrett Wilson, not too shabby himself, ran a 4.37 unofficial. So
we are seeing just rare mixtures of size and speed right now. DK, I know you were downselling the quarterback numbers. Can I get you to bite at 4.21 at least?
I can get down with that, but I'm surprised you guys are that shocked. Because I do, and I was asking you guys about the weather. Like maybe it was unseasonably warm. The players are able to get warming up. You guys said, no, it's been cold. So there goes that theory. But I do think like this to me is a sign of how much these guys train specifically, combine-specific drills, where you do have to be a little bit careful falling in love with just the 40. Use it as an affirmation. Use it as something where you see the film pop and you're like, okay, or you see a guy with great hands, but then he throws down this tape or he's a grout runner and then he throws a great 40 time. Then you can bump him up a little bit. Because I get a little bit leery when you fall in love with the combine testers because it is such a science. These guys, as soon as they're skipping bowls. I mean, we're not even getting them to play in bowls. So they're training for 2 months as track stars just to do this. So I'm not that surprised there are that many fast times because the way they train for it right now.
All right, Danny, let me ask you this, though, because we talk about this every Monday when me, you, and Brady do the mock draft show, and you're a huge Traylon Burks guy. He ran a 4.55. Does that change your opinion on him based on the fact that he's near the bottom of the 40s this evening?
It does. I mean, and he was a guy that I had coming into the combine, thought he had an opportunity to potentially vault to the top of this. You know, there's not a consensus number one wide receiver. Who's going to be the top guy off the board? Obviously, he's a bigger guy, 6'3". He's pretty thick. He's been asked, he's been versatile. He can do some different things, maybe even Deebo Samuel type player. But I do think he'll have to improve that time significantly if he wants to kind of jump back to that top of the list at his pro day, because that was one that you're looking at saying, like, why wasn't this faster? Why wasn't he training like some of these other guys? So I would say it's a little bit an asterisk next to Traylon Burks right now.
I'll be honest, watching him on tape, he looked like that's about what he runs. He didn't catch me or strike me as a guy that's going to separate very much. He just seems like a football player, and I'll remind people that I don't care what your 40 time is. At the end of the day, it's got to translate to the field, and his 4.55 might translate better to the field than some of these other guys we're watching out there right now who are running in the 4.3s or the 4.2s that maybe excel or have a track background, so they're used to this, as opposed to a Treylon Burks that might not have as big of a track background. So the bottom line is, I don't want to make too much of it. He has a chance to improve it, but his tapes is what's going to win out. If I'm a team, I have no hesitation in taking Treylon Burks at his size and what he put on the film.
There is game speed, and apparently there is Indy speed, because everybody's burning on Thursday night. We might put these guys on the track in a second as well.
I'd love to test on this track right now.
DK, we appreciate you stopping by, gentlemen. Great work as always. Keep it locked with us here on HQ throughout the night for continuing coverage from the Scouting Combine.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.